Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back. It is that time of the month to check out the winner of this month's movie reaction poll. And this time around, the winner is Pan's Labyrinth. Now, once upon a time, I did try to watch this. I believe I rented it at one point, and once I realized in my infancy that this was subtitled, my little pea brain decided not to watch it. I don't even remember how far into it I got. It couldn't have been more than 5 to 10 minutes. I don't really know too much about this film. I assume a labyrinth's involved. I know there's some crazy creatures. You know, from the box art alone, we get a glimpse of one, and I believe there's one that's got like eyes on his hands. I feel like I've seen that pop up before, but as far as context, what these creatures are, what the story is, I have no idea. But guys, let's go ahead and hop into this. So if you want to see the full-length reaction, or if you want to put forth your own suggestion for a future poll or participate in any of those yourselves, you can do all that by going over to Patreon or by becoming a member on the channel here, which will get you access to those as well. All of our full links are in watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up with the time codes for reaction to the entire thing. We also got behind-the-scenes footage. We got monthly Q&As. I try to make it worth your while, so you're going to support the channel. But guys, another way you can help us out is if you enjoy this reaction, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, because it really does go a long way with helping these videos out over on YouTube. And speaking of, I want to thank the team over at Prepper for helping me edit down these highlights. And with that all said and out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into Pan's Labyrinth. Here we go. Spain, 1944. Civil War's over, hidden in the mountains. Armed men are still fighting the new fascist government. Military posts ready to exterminate the resistance.
Cuentan que hace mucho tiempo, en el reino subterráneo, donde no existe la mentira ni el dolor, vivía una princesa que soñaba con el mundo de los humanos. Soñaba con el cielo azul, la brisa suave y el brillante sol. Un día, burlando toda vigilancia, la princesa escapó. Una vez en el exterior, la luz del sol la cegó y borró de su memoria cualquier indicio del pasado. La princesa olvidó quién era, de dónde venía. Su cuerpo sufrió frío, enfermedad y dolor. Murió. Sin embargo, su padre, el rey, sabía que el alma de la princesa regresaría. La esperaría hasta su último aliento.
Looks like an eye. Oh, Jesus.
Ofelia.
He visto nada.
Pero mira cómo te has puesto los zapatos.
It's quite clearly an insect, but I wonder if maybe she's just a little too in her head, or she just see the world differently. This thing's stalking her. I mean, it very well could just be another one. It is the woods, after all.
Es un laberinto. Nada, un montón de piedras muy viejas que han estado siempre ahí. Antes incluso que el molino. Que ni te acerques. Te puedes perder.
Gracias.
Been here even before the mill. Older than time itself, one may think.
Mi padre era un sastre. Se perdió al empezar la guerra. El capitán no es mi padre.
Oh, okay. That's why he was being a little bit of a dick. Oh, interesting. Ooh.
Tiene usted que subir a verlo. La herida no mejora. La pierna se le está poniendo muy mal.
No he podido conseguir más.
She taking care of someone they might not want to have found.
Las casas son viejas, gruñan. ¿A qué parece que hablan?
Ooh.
Mañana te voy a dar
I like that.
Una sorpresa.
Also, being out here in isolation, you just hear the sounds that much more vividly. Hell, your house in the city may have been making all these noises too, but the ambient noise was just louder than the creaks.
Son agricultores. Siga, capitán. Si mi padre lo dice, cazaba conejos.
Oh, 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 oh! What the fuck? Rabbits.
A ver si aprenden a registrar esta gentuza antes de venir a molestarme. Sí, mi capitán.
Oh my god, dude. They died for fucking nothing. I didn't expect this movie to be that dark. Like, I thought this was more dark, crystal-y kind of horror-y. Like, it might be a little dark, a little shady, a little spooky here and there, but like I guess I thought it was the whimsical kind of scary. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh, wild.
Afuera. ¿A dónde?
I think I had to have just fast forwarded it to the first creepy thing. Oh, I remember. I fast forwarded it because I saw the subtitles. Like, is the whole thing like this? I didn't see that bit at all. Hey man, at least if you got lost in this labyrinth, you literally could just climb on top of the walls. They're not high, at least. Now, don't know if there's a bigger one down here, though. Yeah, I thought that wasn't just part of the wall.
¿Sois vos? Habéis regresado. Mirad.
Oh.
Soy...
Ooh.
Soy un fauno.
No,
Vos sois la princesa Moana, hija del rey de Bezmorra.
Daughter of the king of the underworld.
Encontraréis una marca que lo confirma. Por todo el mundo, vuestro verdadero padre hizo abrir portales que permitieran vuestro regreso.
Ooh.
Abridlo y los mostrará vuestro futuro. Os mostrará qué hacer.
How was he done? That looked like 100% practical. The body work, too, on top of the prosthetics was really freaking fantastic, dude. So I'm wondering if she actually is the reincarnation of this person that he seeks, or that they built these things for, or if he would just assume that of anybody that stumbled upon them. So does she actually go? I'm just like, is she actually going out at night? How does she get back? Or was that a dream or imagination? I'm so intrigued. Oh, there's the book.
Ofelia, date prisa. Te quiero ver el vestido puesta.
How long did she space out?
Ya verás.
Oh, she's checking for the mark.
una princesa.
Well, okay. Oh, is she hiding a knife?
Es muy alto, muy viejo y huele a tierra.
Pues mi abuela decía que con los faunos hay que andarse con cuidado.
Mercedes.
Yeah, well, we'll see. They can be tricky little fellows in most scenarios.
Necesito que revise el inventario, capitán. Muy bien.
Oh, the medical supplies.
¿Es la única copia?
La única, señor.
A partir de hoy la llevo yo. ¡Capitán!
Que crece en la colina cerca del molino. Ahora el árbol se muere. Sus ramas están secas, tronco viejo y torcido. Debajo de sus raíces.
So the book mentions the mill. So it wasn't before it then.
Las 3 piedras de ámbar mágicas en su boca y recuperar una llave dorada que oculta en su vientre. Solo así el árbol volverá a florecer.
Dude, ooh, that's a beautiful shot. With all the particulates in the sun rays like that, bleeding in through the trunk of the tree. Ew.
Una docena. como mucho.
Oh, that was the package that she had, that she got from the doctor. Or at least it looked like the same package. I'm sorry. What are you? What is that? Oh! Is that the toad that was mentioned in the story?
Comiéndote los bichitos. Engordando. Mientras su madre se muere.
Oh! Dude, that had to hit like a fucking bag of bricks in the face, man, or a sack of flour. Ugh! See, it does have a little bit of that kind of feel I was talking about when we're not dealing with the military, dude. Popping people off, smashing their faces in. What if it just pulled her right in, man? That thing could swallow her. Oh! 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 What the? What the? It just puked out its entire existence? Oh, there's your key. Did it have to die? Did it die, for that matter? What happened? That was wild, though.
Lo que no podemos permitir es que sigan enviando comida a los del monte. Están perdiendo terreno.
¿Cómo está usted tan seguro?
The antibiotics.
Llevaban esto. Antibiótico.
Ooh, yeah. Yep. Yep. Nobody finds that suspicious?
¿Cómo se conocieron usted y el capitán?
El padre de Ofelia le confeccionaba los uniformes. Murió. Yo entré otra vez, el capitán y yo nos volvimos a encontrar.
Why are you yanking his hand away from her like that?
Perdonen a mi mujer. No ha visto mucho mundo, ¿saben? Cree que a todos nos interesan estas tonterías.
They asked! What a fucking dirtbag, man.
El general Vidal murió en el campo de batalla. Estrelló su reloj contra el suelo para que constara la hora exacta de su muerte, para que su hijo supiera cómo muere un valiente.
And he's trying to repair the watch, though.
Nunca tuvo un reloj.
Yeah, you fucking lying about that, man. We saw you working on it. Still couldn't get it to work either. I wonder if he fears inevitably falling into that trap himself, and that's why he's trying to fix it to prove a point to his father. I do like the idea that this could be either way. Like, this could literally be happening, you know, as they're creeping into the old world, trying to chase after these lingering remnants of this resistance. She's stumbling upon these fantastical elements that kind of show the hidden truths of the world a little bit, just as much as it could be herself coping and escaping into her imagination, into stories she's read of the past, and, you know, just like Alice in Wonderland, where it's kind of vague. See, every page is blank until she opens it and looks into it herself. Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Like, that looked like a uterus, and then it's just exploding in blood like that. Is it showing her what's gonna befall her mother? Yep. Oh. God damn. Oh God, please don't let her be left alone with this creep.
Yo me quedaré aquí hasta el alumbramiento.
Cúrela. No me importa lo que necesite o lo que cueste.
I think literally all he cares about is the child inside her. He just wants a boy. And that's it. I feel, and like I think she married him out of necessity as well, which is why she told her, like, you'll understand when you're older, you know, if you need help in life or anything like that. Obviously the times are very different right now too, but
Tú ayudas a los del monte, ¿verdad?
¿Se lo has dicho a alguien?
No se lo diré a nadie. No quiero que te pase nada malo.
no.
¿Sabes alguna nana?
Oh. No.
Pedro, hermano.
No.
Colocadla debajo de la cama en un cuenco con leche fresca. Cada mañana, dadle de beber 2 gotas de sangre.
All he cares about is her fulfilling this prophecy, this thing.
Os guiarán por ellas.
I don't
Iréis a un lugar.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd trust it.
Tened cuidado.
Especially after her little caretaker's warning.
Veréis un lujoso banquete. No comáis ni bebáis nada. Os va la vida en ello.
Ooh. I love that.
Es grave. Doctor. Mira, francés.
Ooh. Oh, God, I didn't like that sound. Ah.
Una vez abierta la puerta, iniciad el reloj de arena. Dejaos guiar por las hadas.
Oh, that's...
Y aseguraos de volver antes de que caiga el último grano de arena.
I really do feel like this is her imagination coping with all these realities that are just seeping in and weighing down on the world around her. Oh my God, it would be so hard not to. Oh my God, looks so good. Ah. Oh. Good luck.
Es esta.
Oh, whoa. It's a nifty looking dagger. Don't do it. Don't do it. Is it enchanted to, like, make you crave it? On top of it just looking good? You had one job. You had one job. Oh. Yeah, I remember this thing from the trailers and stuff, I think. Oh! Oh! Oh my God! Me with the automatic doors at the grocery store. God damn it, girl. Never mind, that's why he was doing that. I completely forgot about the eye hands. Oh, good thing that still works. Come on, 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 come on. Yeah. That was gnarly, dude. That was so wicked. Like, I don't know what that thing is. Like, I don't know what for folkloric creature that's meant to be, or if it's wholly original to this. But I'm so curious, because we saw those murals and stuff too, of it eating children. And we have the lore of this feast and stuff like that. Like, I know of fawns, of satyrs, and that sort of thing, but that's one I'm not familiar with. Uh-oh. Did he fix it? I didn't think he did. Or is he hearing this? Oh! 2 drops of blood, though, right?
Una buena señal. Su cuerpo está respondiendo.
Coincidence or not?
Si tiene que escoger, salve al niño. Ese niño llevará mi nombre y el nombre de mi padre. Sálvelo a él.
Yep, there it is. He does not give a shit. He just needs it to be a boy. Oh. What is going on?
Te llevará a mi reino y serás un príncipe. Te lo prometo. Un príncipe.
What if the fawn just wants the baby? I'm just so sus of... Oh, they derailed the train. Interrupt supplies. But I just don't trust the whole route thing that he's having her do. Oh god, more explosions. Oh, they took all... There was a distraction to get their rations.
Hemos acorralado a un grupo que ha quedado rezagado. Se han refugiado en el peñasco.
Oh, they didn't break the lock, so that tells them there was another key. That she just revealed her hand right there. Oh, 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 oh. Good God, man. Yeah, this was not at all anything I thought we would see in this, man. This is some heavy shit. And it's grisly, dude.
Lo llevo yo.
It's the second time we focused on that. That's got to come back around for something. Her and that knife.
Hasta 3.
1. Bien. 2. Nada más y estás bien.
Does that count?
Lástima.
No, yep, that. Ooh. I hope something terrible happens to this man. I just don't know that it'll even be enough.
Eran solo 2 uvas. Yo creí que nadie se daría cuenta.
Nos hemos equivocado. Envejeceréis con ellos, moriréis como ellos, y nosotros nos volveréis a ver jamás.
God damn, man. Take these rules very seriously. But I mean, like I said, unless it was enchanted, she just couldn't resist. Like, that's kind of on her. Again, unless there's something, like, unnatural that made it, like, a struggle for her. Otherwise, she was just like, maybe no one's gonna see, so let's see what happens.
Dios mío.
Oh my God. Ah.
Pero las cosas van mejorando.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Yep. I mean, maybe there's a standard for these medical devices, you know? Doesn't necessarily mean he's the one giving it to them.
Ya no te mueves.
Did you give it more blood? Or no? What?
Y eso vas a aprenderlo. Aunque te duela.
Oh no. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Yep, there it is. Right back to the beginning.
Obedecer por obedecer. Así, sin pensarlo. Eso solo lo hacen gentes como usted, capitán.
Uh-oh. Oh my god, man. She is not okay. That's an understatement. Your wife is dead.
Que Dios en su infinita sabiduría pone en nuestras manos la solución.
What's she gonna do with that?
Quiero que vaya esta noche a la bodega y me traiga más aguardiente, por favor.
Sí, señor.
Yep, this is a test. He didn't give her the key.
Mercedes. No se le olvida algo.
Oh my god, he's such a snake. Yeah, he's supposed to have the only key. But she didn't even ask.
El día en que entraron en la bodega, con tanta granada y explosivos, el candado no estaba forzado.
Hasta mañana, señor.
Like I said, he's an asshole, but he's not stupid. And god damn it, I wish he was.
No, parece que no es nada, tranquila.
Oh, whoa, how?
Y si alguien intenta entrar, mátenla a ella primero.
Oh my god.
Quiero los nombres de los que han escrito estas cartas. Y yo tengo que saber que me está diciendo la verdad. Precisamente para eso.
There it is.
Hemos traído unas cosillas. Nada complicado.
Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Get his ass.
Al principio, no voy a poder confiar.
Yes! Keep going. Keep going. Get him. Get him. Again. Oh. Oh.
No se te ocurra tocar a la niña. No serás el primer cerdo que te guarde.
Let's put a smile on that face. Oh, whoa. I mean, honestly, they probably could have just shot her, but he wants her alive so he can do his thing, because he's that fucked up.
Que si alguien te va a matar, prefiero ser yo.
Oh, oh! God damn! Thank God. Did her brother manage to survive, or is it just other resistance fighters? Oh, he is alive. I thought he died. I love that, like, his, like, voice also, when he's not speaking, sounds like creaking wood.
Es vuestra última oportunidad. Entonces, escuchadme bien. Recoged a vuestro hermano.
La puerta está cerrada.
En ese caso, haced vuestra propia puerta.
I don't trust this thing, man. But I guess that does let us know that he did, in fact, sire a son. I mean, this chalk seems to work. He's gonna see that chalk. This guy's too observant. I don't like it.
¿Y ahora qué pasa?
Serrano ha vuelto. Está herido.
Herido.
Or no, she just somehow made it over here. Maybe she can portal gun with that thing. She went through the floor and out the wall over there. Oh, do it! Do it! Drug his ass! 2 drops. Give him like... Yeah, 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 yeah!
¿Cuántos hombres quedan en el campamento?
20, quizá menos, señor.
Ooh, oof. Not looking great, buddy. Did you please do not leave? Oh, okay. Good. I thought maybe she left the bottle out or something. Dude, I can't imagine what that feels like. You know, I've cut the side of my mouth with like eating chips and stuff like that, and that alone stings. Now I have completely split my lip in half. That itself was a pain. I don't think it'd be anything like that though. Yeah, let's go. Fall down, you little bitch. Oh, she did come back for her. This guy's powering through it, dude. I gotta give him credit where credit's due, man. He's smart and he's resilient to a fault. Yo. It parted ways to allow her in. I think she's running from one evil to another, man. I think that's the inevitability of this.
¿Qué lleváis en la mano?
El portal solo se abrirá si derramamos en él sangre.
Oh, that's... Yeah, just a little prick.
Mi hermano se queda conmigo.
Sacrificaréis vuestro derecho sagrado por este mocoso al que apenas conocéis.
Sí, lo sacrifico.
¿Negaréis vuestra cuna por él? ¿Él por quien habéis sido humillada e ignorada?
Sí.
Oh.
No.
Oh, that's the opening. All about that, buddy. About that. Somebody needs to go pick her up. Well, I like that, her being here to greet him. I'm honestly surprised just in this act of desperation or loss or whatever, he didn't just kill this kid. Does he still have his razor? Is he gonna act out what he pantomimed in the mirror?
Decidle a qué hora murió su padre. Decidle que yo.
He won't even know your name. Fuck you, dude. Ooh-hoo! Ooh-hoo! Oh, the way his eye rolled back. Ah. All right, never mind. The blood of an innocent to open the portal.
Poneos de pie, hija mía. Acercaos.
Oh.
Padre.
Habéis derramado vuestra sangre antes que la de un inocente. Esa era la última prueba, la más importante.
Oh.
Y habéis elegido bien, Alteza.
Y sentaos junto a vuestro padre, que tan largo tiempo os ha esperado.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
La princesa descendió al reino de su padre y que ahí reinó con justicia y bondad por muchos siglos, amada por sus súbditos y que dejó detrás de sí pequeñas huellas de su paso por el mundo, visibles solo para aquel que sepa dónde mirar.
Damn, man. That was a heavy freaking movie, dude. I had no idea, I guess, what to expect with this one, man. I honestly didn't think we would have that much time. Just like going in, I was just talking about expectations of this going into it. You know, I talked about before, I thought it was more, you know, like, what was this rated, though, by the way? R. Yeah, I didn't even realize it was rated R, man. I didn't. I honestly thought this was like something like Dark Crystal, you know, which has creepy elements. You know, there's like some very dark, gothic almost kind of elements to the designs of the creatures and the world. And there's some pretty messed up stuff that happens in there. And I thought going into this, it would be something in that vein, like for children, but like pushed in the lines of like scary or creepy, like really kind of leaning into that, but still carrying through it like this kind of childlike wonder, kind of like, I don't know what else is a good strong comparison to like what I kind of envisioned in my head other than like Dark Crystal. I think you guys know what I was kind of thinking. I did not expect, like, once we got into the real world stuff of it, obviously it took place, it had its setting, it played into the real world events that were going on at the time and centered it around that. And they did not pull any of its punches, man. It was like this young girl who was just getting swept up. She lived in her books. She had just lost her father not too long ago. Her mother has remarried to this person who's part of this fascist regime that these resistance fighters are fighting against. The people themselves are struggling and resisting against. And her mother just did what she did out of necessity. But lo and behold, that doesn't always work out. Like, it didn't shy away from the violence. It was brutal, man. There was some moments in this, like, just straight up the intensity of the violence, from the executions to the fights to these acts of torture. Not at all what I expected going into this. But the whole thing with, you know, Ophelia's journey, she's this child who just has this innocent view on the world. You know, she's still growing up. She still has this longing. She's grown up in these books. She's lived in these fairy tales, and, you know, like her mother kept telling her too, you know, life isn't full of magic. Magic has all but gone from this world, is another thing that we heard echoed throughout this. And we had this fairy tale she was kind of latched on to. And it really did feel like, from the chalk and all that stuff, while some things did seem to be happening, we never saw what the traces of that. Obviously, when they went to her room, when she escaped the locked building that she was trapped in there towards the end, and they found her missing, but they found the chalk outline on there. There wasn't a physical door there, but she did get out. So was that her imagination, or is something actually going on here? Because like with everything that's going on and transpiring at this place in this setting, it did kind of feel like this movie was really about the death of innocence in a lot of ways. You know, she was latching on and using all these ways, her imagination, these stories that she's grown up on, the myths and folklore of the area and the region and stuff like that, and coming up with this way to kind of reframe her worldview and kind of escape a little bit, give herself hope where there was none, give herself agency where she had none, you know, in her mother's life, in her mother's health, in the birth of her brother, you know, with the root and the milk, you know, that remedy, whether or not that physically actually came from this fawn, or she was doing what she could do and imagining what she could imagine to give herself kind of a sense of power in this life where she got dragged here against her will. She's got this new man she's being expected to call her father. All these things that are kind of weighing on her, and she just can't process it all. It's a lot. On top of that, the war is still going on, especially the Civil War, which, you know, the war itself, the Civil War that they had mentioned in the opening, they said it had come to an end, but there was still a contingency of resistance fighters that refused to adhere to the new regime. And that's kind of what was going on. You know, they were brought out here because he was out here fighting on these lines, but he dragged them out here because he wanted his son to be born with him. You know, it was this control, this pride, this kind of narcissism in a way of his obsession with this kind of legacy that he himself had been handed by his father, and how he's trying to pass that on and keep that line of just infection going. And I love that at every step of the way, these people still resisted. And I think the idea of the labyrinth, while I was thinking through it, like if we're thinking about it on a metaphorical way or an allegorical way, you know, life itself is a labyrinth. It has its twists, it has its turns. There's things of beauty, there are things of terror, there's things that are trying to kill you, like the pale thing, creature thing with the hands. Speaking of that, you know, we had this, you know, her stepfather, this captain who was hoarding all these resources in this kind of feigned attempt to be like, hey, making sure, hey, don't believe their lies. Here's this little bit you guys can have. Every home under our regime will have bread and blah, 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 blah. But just this, one per day. You know, they were hoarding all those resources and controlling those and who could take them. And then on the flip side, within the fantasy, the whatever you want to call it, you have the pale man who has this feast, but she wasn't supposed to take any. She's supposed to follow the rules and not steal, not take any of that food that is hoarded there. And he's not even eating the food. He's just sitting there basking in it. Not even that. You know, as long as she didn't touch it, everything was fine. As long as you follow the rules, everything will be fine, right? As long as you submit, everything will be fine. That's kind of the other thing going on here as well, is this push and pull about what people are telling you to do, about not asking you to question authority, to just kind of roll over and take the punches. Whether it feels right or wrong, doesn't matter. The word is the word. So it's kind of like this fight back against, in a way, you know, there's this ignorance that comes along with it too, the dangers of fighting back, the consequences of breaking the rules. We see that on every front throughout this as well, when she, of course, in her childlike ways, does break the rules. And, you know, there's the consequences of that. When she steals from the pale man, he almost catches her, becomes its next victim, and on top of that, failed that trial. But in her sacrifice, you know, at the end, regardless of all that, the fawn was willing to give her another chance. It's like people are more complicated than that. It's like situations are more complicated than that. Things are not always black and white. There are many shades of gray in between that are to be considered, and we should consider those possibilities when kind of looking at how we're being treated and how others are being treated, and just kind of question the power at times, because all they're trying to do is keep you in those boxes. And sometimes that could be for your benefit, but others, not so much. If you don't question those things, you don't know which box you're walking into. That's this thing, like, we kind of, as we grow older, we kind of resign ourselves to one thing or another in some sort of way. And as a child, we like to question everything. So like it's kind of another part of that innocence that dies. But tragedy can befall you at any turn, and it just felt like it was a representation in her mind of the life she was also trying to navigate. All through this movie, I was really just pondering what I was watching, what was happening. Because again, it never really cemented itself in what we were seeing was actually there. You know, when we saw her talking with the fawn, the guy couldn't see it. That could also be explained away in the lack of magic or the lack of openness that comes with age. They always say young people in a lot of these kind of things are more open, more spiritually pliable. You know, that, you know, just like they say that children can see spirits and stuff like that more than adults can. I think a lot of that has to do with their openness to ideas. They haven't been locked into or stripped of that belief or faith by the world around them just yet. And this could be like a physical representation of that. That could just be, again, like I said, that this all could have been a manifestation of her mind trying to just survive with all of this going on. Her mother's decline, their forced upheaval through this land to this strange neck of the woods, literally, where this battle is waging and people are being murdered all around her. Her father doesn't give a shit about her or her mother. I'm sorry, this man, her stepfather, rather, doesn't give a shit about her or even her mom. He only cared about siring a son. That was her only purpose. And he got that out of her. And he even said, you know, just when he sabotaged everything that she was doing, again, whether or not that was coincidental that worked, or if it actually was worked, there was actual magic in it, that helped get her better. She did get better, and the doctor couldn't explain it. So there's a lot of these things that can make you go one way or the other, but just like with our lives and illnesses ourselves, sometimes we have unexpected upswings, unexpected remissions. Even with cancer, man, sometimes it just stops. It doesn't always happen. We don't understand why it happens sometimes, most of the time, but it does happen. These little things we just can't wrap our fingers around do happen. So it never fully cements itself in my head when I'm watching this, and it's one way or the other, and I love that about it. It's this open-ended interpretation that you can just kind of dive into and dig into over and over and over and analyze. You know, as these people are fighting for their freedom, fighting against tyranny, it's almost that they are fighting against the world itself, fighting against the horrors of it for a better future. And again, she was just on the cusp of being saved. And like I said about the labyrinth itself, all you're doing is navigating and navigating and navigating. Even that, it just made me think that, like, at least what it was trying to say, and again, it could just be pulling this stuff out of my ass, is that even, like, no matter how lost you might feel, you know, how dark or bleak the world might be, there's still good there. There's still hope out there. At least her brother survived all this and will get to carry on and get to live. But she is now reunited with her actual father and her mother in this kingdom in her mind as her mind fades away and she passes at this labyrinth. Now, the labyrinth was real. Was that pit real? I don't know. I don't remember from that guy's angle. I guess I could literally just go back and take a peek. It is there. Even in the scene where the fawn and she's talking to him is not in the scene, that is still there. But again, it just could be one of those things that just feeds into the architecture and the folklore of the time, the things and these monuments and murals that were built to the old world, the old beliefs and all that. Or again, it could all be real to some extent, and she just unfortunately could not escape her fate, or that her death was the reincarnation that was part of the story. She sacrificed herself for her brother's life, and she was rewarded with this magical eternity. It's I don't know, man. I love the way that you can dive into it, but the core of it, man, you had some really great performances, beautiful cinematography throughout this film. And at such a nice, beautiful pace. It just had me on the edge of my seat at every turn. And when these things would happen, when we would get into her mind or experience the things she's experiencing, they are wondrous. They are also intimidating, but beautiful. Like down to the fairies, to the faun himself, and then horrific, like the creature down in the pit with eye hands. And Doug Jones, man, he is a body work master. Once I saw the way that thing was moving, I was like, that's Doug Jones. But like the creature design they were just so good, so detailed. They were practically done. They had to have been. Like, I don't know, aside from the fairies, I don't think there was any other CGI in this, or very, very little. But they looked amazing, man. Just the Guillermo del Toro, I love his aesthetics. I love he's got a look. Like Tim Burton's got a look to like the things that he comes up with, the designs, his films and all that kind of stuff. Guillermo del Toro definitely does as well. It shines through in this. And I love just the authenticity to this world, to this setting, to this period, to the people, the ins and outs, and all these little fun ways that the story just kind of would connect in on itself. There was a lot of these little things that we just kept on repeat, like the lock, like the key, like her and the knife peeling and cutting the potatoes. All these little things that were set up throughout the movie, all the way down to the two drops of this and it's good. All these little things that just come back. Every little bit of this movie was relevant. There was not a lost detail throughout it. It was just really freaking well done. I dare call this a masterpiece, man. Again, you could probably dissect this end on end, and my interpretation probably isn't going to be everybody's interpretation, but it was definitely the thing that was eating away at me or formulating in my mind as the movie was unfolding. But I don't know. I really like this film a lot. And that's, the thing is too, again, I want to come back to it. This was not at all what I expected out of this film. Like, I expected this high fantasy Alice in Wonderland like journey, and while it had elements of that, the real world stuff of it, I love that it did not pull its punches. It just also made the surreal elements of it that much more sad, mildly unnerving, but only in their sadness to me. Like, it was hopeful for her that these things were happening, but in the midst of all these horrors around her, and that's what made me think this was just her mind trying to dissociate or escape from everything that's happening around her and give her some sense of power and agency in her own life or the lives of those around her that she cares about. It was just haunting, and like everybody, I'm just so glad that Mercedes lived in the end. And her brother, I thought her brother died, and the only person in his party that survived was the stuttering guy. I thought he was the only survivor, and I thought that was the point of that scene. I think that was also meant to be part of the surprise for us as well. I don't think she knew that as well. She heard everybody had died, and when she was hoping that the person that they did bring in for interrogation might have been her brother, and when she saw it was him, there was that sadness when she thought, okay, my brother was lost, but he survived. He got more help and reinforcements, and he came back in force. So there was that hope, that light at the end of the tunnel, but we don't always all get to see that light. It's like things may get better eventually. It's kind of like what her mother told her as well, is like things will get better in time. And sometimes we might not be the ones that see it. Sometimes change, sometimes freedom, sometimes revolution doesn't come in our time, but we still got to fight for it, for our children, for those that come after us, in the hopes that they at least will have a better life. God, man, it was so good. Anyway, I'm rambling, I think. At this point, I'm going to pass it off to you guys. What did you all think? What are your thoughts, your interpretations? What did you love about this film? Let me know. Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, you want to see the full-length reaction, or if you want to participate in the polls themselves, you can do that by joining over at Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, gets you access as well. And speaking of, before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Manny Share, Ryan Karen, Yura Coruscant, Margaret Grace, Melito, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey Hell, Jake Cantrell, Eric Official, Amy Becca, and Casey Wood. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. That's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.